Good morning. Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast, April 29th, 2017.
Today on the show, we talk Teen Titans,
The new 2DS XL gets announced.
Star Wars and Indiana Jones,
We've got some Jeff Goldblum news for Jurassic World,
maybe some Lion King casting rumors.
and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite has the news drop this week. We'll tell you all about it.
Stay tuned for all that and more. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. We're here. We're
on
live.
The Barrel Roll Newscast.
That's what that sign says. Oh, the TV.
TV.
So we're made to believe.
Get out. Get out. Welcome. My name's Tony.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
It's still April 29th.
It is still April 29th. It's not very early, but it's
Time is flying.
early-ish.
We have a
It's packed.
large docket of news.
Do we?
Let's we've got like 6 things we can talk about. And so
I'm tired already.
let's
Nap time.
get into it,
Is it
gentlemen.
nap time yet?
It is not nap time yet. You
It
guys
was a
might
late night.
But the
it
dog,
wasn't that
didn't-
late.
The dog didn't let me sleep.
I didn't get home until
Excuses.
later.
Excuses.
This side of the table just might be whiny today.
It sounds like it.
I am just oppositional.
Okay
As
there.
long as you're not defiant, we're okay. Just,
I will
Anarchy.
counter
Anarchy.
everything you say.
this sounds so cool. No, it doesn't.
You just want anarchy that you control.
Yes.
Irony.
As he starts bashing on the table and breaks.
Table flipping.
We'll go to that extreme.
Table
All
flip
right.
everything.
So
Let's do this, gentlemen.
Teen Titans is
It's a
it's
popular
a comic book thing, a
Next
TV
series.
show. It's a lot of things.
It's been picking lots of traction lately.
And
I mean,
animated movies too.
yes.
Oh, sure, they've
Yeah,
done all sorts
2 or
of
3 of them
stuff.
now, hey?
2.
Yeah.
Well, that's just going off the popularity of Robin.
Robin and
The new Robin.
The newer Robin. Like, for the most part, I mean, Robin is Teen Titans, because you get to see...
And you got there's a few.
And again, it's more based on, like, for me, it was always, like, the Burt Ward Robin was never, I was not like,
No.
oh, Robin's so cool.
No,
Even
no,
Chris
no.
O'Donnell Robin, I was like, Batman, the animated series Robin. Like,
Damian Wayne.
Damian.
Damian Wayne.
No,
well,
isn't that
in
the
the
third
Batman...
one?
New one.
Yes,
Yeah.
the new one
Newest
is,
one.
yes.
He's the third one.
And
isn't
it
he?
always keeps changing, but either Teen Titans is always about Robin kind of doing his own thing with
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
teenage heroes.
Beast Boy.
And it is getting its own live action offspring, apparently. So the episodes have been ordered, whether or not
It'll happen.
this all goes
So
off.
the silver lining of that is that it is going to be part of the CW shows, the Arrowverse. Is what people call it.
So I wonder if they're going to introduce those in the shows.
I feel like it's going to be introduced in the Arrow rather than the Flash because that's traditionally how.
Arrow starts off all
Yeah,
of the...
yeah, it's traditionally.
Now, then that depends, and this could be, maybe it's replacing Arrow.
No, I don't
Maybe
think
they're
so.
looking for something to kind of
Arrow.
replace
It
Arrow.
really depends on
Well,
how
Arrow's
they.
been renewed for another season, so
Yeah,
I know, but like if you pan out Teen Titans for a year, see if that works.
no.
As Arrow kind of takes its
Because
last
it's,
season.
it's also worth noting that they have another hero show on the CW coming out. I think it's like Black Lightning or Blue Lightning or something like that.
Yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that. And
Black
so that's
Lightning, I think.
sort of like the first black superhero on TV, basically having his own show.
Yeah.
So that was big.
Is that CW too?
Yes.
They should have gone with Static Shock.
That's what I thought about too. I think that's underused everywhere.
But yeah,
So,
I'm not
Titans.
sure about a live action Teen Titans show.
It'll
And
be
I read this
interesting.
the plot synopsis. It sounded really, really vague. And
They're
they-
going to try that right now because they probably don't know what the hell they're doing.
right? Like when you think of Teen Titans, you think of obviously Robin. You think
Beast Boy.
Cyborg,
Cyborg.
Beast,
Beast
Boy,
Boy,
Starfire,
Starfire,
and Raven.
And Raven, yeah.
So those are the big 5, right?
But like Beast Boy is going to be a pain to
That's
do.
what I'm thinking.
CG.
Like the budget wise, I don't know
Yeah.
how
and
you're
even
gonna do
and
it.
even with Raven,
you're gonna
right?
bring in real animals and dye them green.
No, that's
Well, they
PETA.
can- they
PETA
can-
might have something to say about that.
But even if they brought in
But if
other
you
animals and overlaid with, like, they could
And
possibly try
if you
that,
think
but-
about how if you've watched the last couple seasons of Flash with Gorilla Grodd. They've done a really good job with
Yeah, but
CG.
Grodd is
That's
very
expensive.
right. That's like, okay, this episode's we're gonna use a bigger budget on this episode and then lessen the budget on these episodes so we can afford the gorilla. Beast Boy on every episode trying to pull off a bunch of stuff. I think we're gonna get a lot of canned images of him like
off in the distance, off in the distance or something like that. Okay.
Well, no, but like if he turns into a bear, it's gonna be like Power Rangers where you get the same like, I am a bear and swatting. So
and then quickly transforming back to a human. Yeah.
No, or they just don't even give him the animal ability. Kind of just give him the animal powers.
Yeah, because
and that works.
Because they've introduced Vixen in Legends of Tomorrow as well, and she's got that little charm that lets her do animal stuff. And in Legends, I haven't really been keeping up with that show, but it's been pretty subtle in terms of how she, summons her.
And they're gonna have to do that kind of thing because that's as soon as you said like we're talking about this, I'm going. That's gonna be expensive. Like Robin's cheap. Robin's just Arrow.
Robin's fine. Starfire's fine. Raven and Cyborg is the big question because with the Justice League movie coming out pretty soon, it's gonna be hard to.
The Arrow guys are tied into the movie, so does Cyborg's his own person, or Cyborg doesn't show up.
They name drop Cyborg in the plot synopsis. It was Robin, Cyborg, and Starfire.
Starfire would be another big one.
Yeah,
they can add Nightwing in there too.
And that's another thing. Do you do Nightwing?
So now that's
which Robin, I guess. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Is now you have Robin, and if this is the CW stuff,
you gotta tie Batman.
Yeah, Batman's got it.
They have name dropped Batman once,
and they've been trying for a long time. Like even on Arrow, like Harley Quinn was like alluded to essentially,
almost.
And they have talked about this stuff, but Batman. Has never they've talked about vigilantes in other cities and stuff,
and even other universes too.
So it's just like you are so close to Batman. Is this finally the point where the CW shows acknowledge the fact that they brought Superman in, which was huge. Like all of a sudden Superman shows up.
Well, that was a different world too.
It doesn't matter. It's still part of the CW. Like
umbrella.
Superman showed up. And
but if you're looking at the Arrow area, Arrow, Flash don't have a Superman. As far as you know.
As far as we know. And at the same time...
Or Batman for us.
Superman was never supposed to...
So if Superman's not in it, then you wouldn't really have...
But maybe this expands onto the Supergirl universe from the CW thing.
Everyone just runs to the Supergirl universe.
Yeah, we all just merge them with Earth.
And eventually that's what ends up happening.
No, is something. Yeah, I think it's Earth something.
You do a big event, swoosh them all together, call it a day. But
Crisis.
Crisis on Two Earths.
But
it's like that's a comic book line.
But the fact that Superman showed up on the TV show,
we did a very good job.
And he did a good job. We didn't think that was going to happen because of the movies. It was very much like you do not touch the big guys.
Yeah, and now that Superman's been
now all of a sudden Superman has been touched. You're going,
who else?
He wasn't supposed they mentioned him. On
now we can do
Supergirl
Batman.
Show.
Now we can do Wonder Woman. They can do.
And they don't have to.
Aquaman,
and this is the perfect way to do it. Teen Titans.
Actually, they haven't done the space.
No, they haven't done space.
Well, Martian Manhunter's on.
Martian Manhunter, and Legends of Tomorrow sometimes does space stuff.
Do they?
Yeah, sometimes.
Because
the Wave Rider goes
But like Teen Titans is the perfect way to do Batman because it's the same thing with Supergirl and Superman. He's not a big piece, but if you need that clinch episode in the middle of the season because ratings are kind of starting to, all of a sudden Batman shows up to help.
And it's also worth noting that as a sidebar here, ABC didn't put Powerless back on their season 2.
No, apparently it was canceled.
Well, it's not canceled. It's on hold, isn't it?
I thought it was canceled.
It should be canceled.
It should be canceled, but
as much as I love people in that show, that is a horribly written show.
It's not very good. I've seen bits and pieces of it, and man, it's barely passable.
I watched the first 2 episodes, and it is very it is not. Again, I love Danny Pudi.
I love Alan Tudyk.
And I love Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk's character is perfect. Perfect role.
I think he can fit anything, though, too.
But no, he plays that role really well. It's written well for him. Yeah. Danny Pudi's character does not lend itself well to Danny Pudi.
Yeah, because he's his own brand of comedy at this point, right?
And I don't want him to be Abed again, but in this show, he's kind of just like a dick nerd. Like, he's a nerd. He knows he's a nerd. He knows he's smart.
Yeah.
Is he? Are they trying to do what?
And so he's the arrogant, like, I'm one of the best people in this place. What are you trying to tell me to do?
Are they trying to do like the IT crowd thing with those two?
No, because the IT crowd, they know they are good at their jobs, but they are still morons. Like, and then, I mean, like, you have the one, and I don't know their names because I watched the show, but I never actually pay attention to, like, any of the characterization. But you have the one who's, like, you know, he starts a fire in the IT room and doesn't know what to do because, again, he's a big brain, but he follows instructions to a T. So, like, he picks up the fire extinguisher and it says, you know, place on fire. So he just puts the fire extinguisher on the fire, like, this should do it, and then it lights on fire. Like, that's cool because, yes, they know that they pretty much can run that office because people's computers die, and that's the funny part about that show. Powerless was the geeks were essentially all dicks because they're like, we're so smart, we don't need, you know, someone else coming in to tell us what to do. And you're kind of going, they're not funny, they're just asses. And if one of them was a lovable ass, like, and like that's kind of Alan Tudyk, he's the cousin of Bruce Wayne. So it's like, Bruce, baby, you know, what's up? Like, he's on the phone trying to talk to people and that kind of stuff. And you kind of giggle and go, but... So it plays well for Alan Tudyk. Danny Pudi coming off like that much of a jerk just doesn't work. And I don't want him to be Abed again, but I can see why Powerless got canceled.
Again, I don't know if they actually gave it the X. I feel like it's on hold, like indefinite hold. Is more the technical
how the BBC cancels shows on hold forever.
Top Gear.
Yeah. And Gotham's still going though, as far as
actually Gotham has been going back up lately. They brought back some important characters
and that's kind of my thing with Gotham. Like again,
they know what they have there. Although it's getting
it's a different universe.
It's getting kind of
its own thing.
It's getting very, very weird because the Joker has now met Bruce Wayne like multiple times.
And that's what pisses me off about Gotham. Like, Gotham is definitely its own thing now. When they started talking about Gotham, I was
too
kind
young.
He is. Like, that was my problem. When I first heard of Gotham, and it was supposed to be, you know, cop procedural show in Gotham. I'm like, cool. Cause
don't put Bruce Wayne in.
It's young Gordon, and then, like, the first episode is
Bruce
Wayne's parents dying, and you're like...
Makes sense.
Sure.
Not bad. Yeah, not bad. And then they have Bruce Wayne, and then Bruce Wayne's on, like, the next episode, and the next episode.
And then every other episode, and then he's, like, the tagline for the next episode. Yeah. Like, you gotta watch this one, because who knows how Bruce Wayne's gonna get out of this jam. Like, but I want to watch Gordon. I'm watching this show because it was supposed to be about Gordon, not young Bruce. Like, he's actually an interesting character in the comics. It's worth following his origin story.
Yeah.
My problem is the villains in that.
And that's my other thing, is now you have Bruce... And all of his other villains who are
already emerging.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're supposed
to show up because he's there.
Yes.
No, well, they're already kind of there.
Some of them are.
They're supposed to,
like Penguin and like all the crime lords are already supposed to be there before him.
But that's what I mean. So but Batman shows up.
Same thing with Joker. Like, he shouldn't be there.
No, he should not be there until Batman shows up.
Yeah. But like other than whoever actor is playing him doing an excellent job, that character has no motivation, should have no motivation to be in Gotham, because without Joker, there's no Batman. No Batman, there's no Joker. Like, there's supposed to be a balance there.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing. The crime lords is yes, because that's why Batman does what he does. Yeah. He comes back to, like, okay, I'm now ready to defend my city.
Up in their game.
Right. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't be upping their game. There's no Batman yet to up. It's like, we need this guy to do stuff. Why?
In a sense, I know kind of the Enigma's thing.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense that he would start out where he was and then he slowly
becomes
turns. But I think you should have put him younger.
Yes. And that's my biggest problem. Is you have all of these...
And then, like, you do have characters like Selina, and then they recast Poison Ivy too. Yeah.
To be older.
But see, and that's my other issue, is by the time Bruce Wayne goes away and comes back, we'll say he comes back when he's 30.
35.
I don't know if you can. The way they're going right now, he's just gonna have a bat suit on.
But that's what
a young Batman. Yeah. Batman.
But like,
he was secretly Robin the whole time. Batman comes back and saves the day.
If you think comic book wise,
no. Like, secretly, it's not Bruce Wayne. His name was Damian Wayne.
Yeah. Let's say he comes back and he's 25, 30 when he comes back as Batman. Well, it's at the age of some of these villains that they have in the show.
I mean, do you really know the ages of everyone?
No, but
Well,
they're
no,
supposed to be
but if they're
comparable.
supposed
Well,
to be-
Riddler should be a little older than him.
Victor Free should be
Sure.
older. Victor Free should be
Freeze
older.
should be way older.
Free should be older.
Right, because he's
But you
been
can
around a
also
long
say that
time.
Freeze did something to his aging process.
Correct.
Yes.
Like, for them to stand toe-to-toe with Batman.
Two-Face...
Harvey Dent, is he in the show yet?
Yes.
Harvey Dent and Bruce are supposed to be pretty good buddies, so they should honestly be
around
Almost
the
same
same
age. So
For
like,
Batman to have a relationship with most of the, like, villainesses at some point, they should almost
Selena's
be
already
around.
involved with... Apparently, I don't know.
But that's my thing.
But he
like,
knows her. They've met each other.
Yeah.
which makes no sense.
And that's the part that bugs me about Gotham. So it's its own show, it's its own
I
thing,
don't
but
know
now
how it's gonna end.
introducing
I want to see the final season of
Teen
that
Titans.
show. Let's see what it goes.
How they ended.
Bruce disappears for the entire season, and it jumps. It's a big jump in time.
A time jump.
Every episode is like a year.
And then Michael Keaton shows up.
Done. No, it's not Val. It's Val.
Batman.
It's Val Kilmer. He wants to be Batman again.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Val Kilmer wants to be Batman again.
He's not allowed.
He's the
Well,
only
that's not
one
the
that-
That's not in question. That's not the. That's
Like,
not
see, at least George Clooney knows he did a bad job as Batman.
He jokes.
He jokes about it. He knows. He's like, yeah, man.
Whew, that was weird.
Val Kilmer thinks he's God, though. So really,
Isn't he like fat now too? Like super
Fatter.
fatter.
yes.
Yeah, it depends on his.
I'm
voice.
sure he could slim down.
Yeah,
They all
it also.
could.
They all could.
I guess so.
All right. Either way.
Yeah, moving.
Teen
Titans.
Titans. Excited?
I am.
haven't watched
I am.
much of
I am only because it's
Stuff lately,
part of
so.
the CW, under the CW umbrella. I know they'll do it justice. No pun
only
intended.
have-
No pun intended.
They also only have 5 days of the week. How are you supposed to fit all these?
Well,
Double
one-
it down. Double it
two
down.
shows are already on one night, so
Yeah,
one?
Flash and Legends of Tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
because Legends
and
wasn't doing
here's-
that great, so they're just like,
Yeah, Legends is
By
kinda-
itself, so they had to.
yeah, they moved it back with one of the other shows.
Yeah, I was watching the Flash one in Vancouver. I'm like, why is Legends right after the Flash? This doesn't make any sense. No, I'm excited for it being on CW, but other than that, I don't know.
I'm looking forward to like honestly,
could-
Robin and I loved as a kid.
And in terms of scheduling, they don't have to have they said how many episodes they've ordered?
I think a half season, so like 13
Yeah,
episodes.
So yeah, they could do that like a summer show.
Sure.
They could do it a summer show or something
Nice.
like that. Summer or like a in the
It's
winter
not for a
break show.
while.
And I
Because
think-
remember how Agent
Did
Carter
they have
did
a
it?
release date?
No, God no.
And I honestly think Robin within the Arrowverse works really well. Like he's that kind of character that can slide in and out of that universe quite well. And again, I liked like as a kid, Robin was the best because he got to hang out with Batman, and he was a kid. It's like growing up, you're and he was like
as ever
he was toe to toe with Batman all the time. And you're just like, oh my god, I could be Batman's sidekick. So growing up, I always was like, yeah, Robin.
You were the target audience.
Yeah, I was. I really was. They nailed it right on the head. Well, he was acrobatic. He was athletic.
Yeah.
Again, he could stand toe to toe. He was pretty good against all the bad guys and the thugs. Like, and again, he got to
Guys
hang
who are
out.
much bigger than him.
Yeah, and he got to hang out with Batman.
He still has to do his homework.
They never showed that part.
Moving on.
Next up,
This is something that I kind of predicted a long time ago.
we talked about
when
this
we
ages.
talked about ages ago. The new 2DS XL is coming out, I think, July.
Yeah.
It is if you remember the 2DS console, that was the 3DS without the 3D features.
Right.
And so now they're reintroducing the 2DS with a new tagline. So the processing power, the C analog stick, the second
Yeah, it's
analog
the
stick.
new 3DS.
Yeah, it's their new branding.
But the 3 is a 2.
We're going backwards with numbers.
Yeah, that's yes.
Yes.
Yes. And so this is coming out, I think, again in July, something or other, to coincide with the Miitomo or Miiverse or Miitopia or something
Miitopia, I think
like
it
that.
is.
Miitopia and Hey Pikmin.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this is, and we saw pictures of it. It looks,
It's a sleek little system.
it is very
Looks
cool.
like
In the States, it's $150 price tag.
So it'll be, what, $200-ish in normal people money?
Something like that for
Normal
up here,
money,
too,
Canadian.
$250.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
it's coming in at a lower price point than the 3DS, which is nice.
And
it
still-
now folds as the clamshell, like,
That's the best design
best design feature ever
yeah,
because,
it protects the screen.
well, that 2DS was just, like, and it was huge.
And the weirdest thing is it sold. It sold
Yeah.
gangbusters.
Well, okay, again, it was cheap.
It was $100. It was less than $100
I think it was
sometimes.
$100.
And if you got it on the sale, it was less than $100.
So for a lot of families, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this one without the 3D. And again, I play with the 3D on.
Yeah, I rarely played
Minimal.
it. I did it once in a while to be like, oh, this game's 3D.
Yeah.
Off.
Like
Off.
And the new 3DS made it the 3D better.
Yes, because they had the eye tracking, so
Yeah.
it wasn't, poop.
Yeah.
But still, like, even some of the popular games like Pokemon.
Didn't even have 3D
I think
in it.
Pikmin's not going to have 3D in it either.
It doesn't need to. It's a 2D.
And again,
like,
it doesn't need to,
platforming
but
game.
like they're turning it off. Like it's interesting to see Nintendo sway away from this 3D stuff. And they mentioned that before, where their next handheld,
it's not going to be 3D. And again, I think if they're moving away from all of that stuff,
and they have been with the Switch anyways.
I was going to say with the Switch coming, as it slowly starts to take over that, because Nintendo's a slow changeover with all of their stuff. Like we saw that with the Game Boy Advanced into the DS.
Yeah, they always try to keep some form of backwards compatibility
for a good year or so.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are transitioning into a Switch world, where the Switch is kind of their thing,
I still think that there is room in the future for a 3DS handheld. I still think, or 2DS handheld. I still think, even though they said they're going to support the 3DS and the 2DS through 2018, I think that there's still going to be more down the road. Past that,
we'll
like
see. We'll really see at E3.
And honestly, like them announcing this really just cements that, because if they really wanted to focus production on Switches, why make a new design?
That's what I was about to say.
Because then that's Nintendo's always.
And then the rumor of this Super NES Classic,
Super NES Mini.
You're putting all these systems.
Right.
You're having problems putting those systems in the first place. Why would you expand?
And there's even on top of that some rumors of making a Switch Mini as well. So that confuses me. I don't know if that's
piling on.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
see how much we can do.
Well, and Nintendo always does. It's like I was saying before, the DSi came out right before the 3DS pretty much was launched, because it's like, we built all this new technology that works in our new thing. Here, have it as like a precursor 8 months before this other thing comes out, just to test. You're essentially beta testing a bunch of new features that are going into the next. Because the DSi came out, all of a sudden we had the menus that we didn't have before. Like, it changed all that stuff up, and it gave us this and that, and all of a sudden, a year later, the 3DS comes out, and it's like, oh, well, this menu looks really familiar. And the button placement's familiar, and everything from the DSi was now there. So I feel like this is kind of that last, okay, guys, here's, the last little bit of a handheld for us before we do something.
Oh yeah, that's not in question. That
and whether
3DS.
it's a new handheld, or whether they're just going to start promoting the Switch or trying to sell the Switch as a handheld instead of a home console sort of thing.
So here's my thought process. They continue the 2DS and the 3DS line even past into 2018.
Okay.
In that they're still making games they're still making new games, but cross-develop them for both this and the Switch. Have 2 new Pokemon games for the handheld, and the same one for the Switch.
And I think
a lot going on.
But I think that really depends on how many Switches they can make. Because right now, Mario Kart comes out, and you have GameStop going, we can't hold Switches for more than an hour. Never mind days. They're selling out within a couple hours.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I was actually at the mall yesterday at 4.
Yeah.
And I saw a Switch behind the counter.
Well, yeah.
I was thinking about I should just no.
But that's what I mean. They're going so fast that I think if they're still having production problems, which they don't really,
they won't have production.
They don't have production problems, but
no, they won't have it.
But if they're still having production problems, releasing the next Pokemon game on all
on all 3
on the 2DS
or
2DS, 3DS, your handheld,
just call it the 3DS the 3DS family.
Yeah, your 3DS family and your Switch family.
Yeah.
If you're releasing for both of those and you're still having production issues with your Switch, that's cool. But if you have a crap ton of Switches that you're trying to, you can only that game has to be. Because otherwise, people are like, I already have a DS.
But make it appealing to give reasons to play it on the Switch.
Oh,
make
sure.
Give
if it's
Switch,
prettier, if it's
prettier,
have its own separate Pokemon.
Sure, maybe that's how they split the game.
Yeah, because instead of making
if you do it for the 2DS, 3DS,
instead of making
Switch,
2 versions, make 3 versions.
Yeah, 3 different versions with
all different Pokemon.
Yeah.
Not all different.
No, the same
not
game.
all different,
the same game, but different.
Have exclusives
rates.
for that system.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Why not?
So.
Yeah, that seems like
that would be a way to pull.
That's what I was thinking
people
about.
on Switch.
That might work, and especially with the Pokemon crowd, because you'll be. Well, now I need this Pokemon.
Now I need to buy 3 copies, not just 2 copies.
And that's why I say maybe they still just
people.
Maybe you just
no. There are people that buy 2.
I know.
But maybe you just do 2. Because you're not trying to sell 2DS, 3DS. You're just trying to, like, that's the same system. The game will work on either one. So you sell...
A 2DS and a Switch.
You sell Pokemon DS and Pokemon Switch, for lack of a better, name. And that's your 2 games for that generation. And, yeah, the Switch version is, like, fully...
Gussied up.
Beautiful 3D graphics and all this crap. And then, your... DS or 3DS line one is
and
what
again
we've been seeing forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
And again, like, they don't have to worry about 3D anything.
No.
Because at that point, they have...
The only thing that now changes is your menus again in the Switch version. Because you can't have the double screen.
Yeah, but I think with the touchscreen, they can work something out.
Go back to Pokemon.
If they need to. If needed to, they could totally.
And think back when we played Pokemon Red, everything was...
We didn't have a touchscreen.
You didn't have a touchscreen, you just went to menus.
We didn't have a touchscreen until after Emerald.
That's what I mean. So, like, it's not like losing the touchscreen is a big deal or losing the second screen is a big deal.
And it's also worth noting, like, there's 2 additional shoulder buttons on the Switch version. Right. Well, I mean, with an XL version, or the new versions, there's also...
Yeah, but if I could play Pokemon on my screen...
And then, like...
And have it gorgeous Pokemon, right? Like,
and then pop it out and go to work, or...
And then, you're sitting there going, oh, gotta go. Click, on the bus.
Yeah. Or, gotta go wash them. Or, gotta do something.
Because I was playing... I have a crap ton of games now on my Switch at this point. But, like, Puyo Puyo Tetris, because I got the full game, I've been playing through the story mode on that.
Yeah, the story.
But it's barely using my battery.
I know. It's
like,
actually...
Zelda was one thing where you're...
Yeah.
The rest of these games coming out are really showing off. Like, this battery can last.
Like, even with Mario Kart. Even Mario Kart, I played that for about 2 hours at lunch with my buddy, and we burned only about 10% of the
That's
battery.
what I mean. Like, so
like
Zelda
on Mario Kart.
That's also an early battery. Wait till this system gets used more.
Yeah, well.
Always happens.
But even so, like I'm saying, like, Zelda lasted 3.5 hours, and you're going, okay, that's not the greatest for... A handheld, but all of a sudden you're playing Mario Kart, and it's like, I can play Mario Kart all day long.
And honestly, you're not playing Mario Kart as long as you're going to be playing Zelda.
Right.
You're going to play, like, 3 or 4 races and then call it a day.
But if I'm playing Pokemon, I'm not concerned about Pokemon sucking the battery life out of my Switch after playing the rest of these games.
In theory, you shouldn't.
Even if they make it a gorgeous game, I'm still not like, oh no, it's going to destroy my Switch, and I'm going to have to carry 12 battery packs around. And let's face it, most people are right now anyways.
Yes.
Especially Pokemon people.
I am. Yes.
If you're trying to sell a Pokemon game to people on a Switch, going like, hey, the battery's only going to last you about 4 hours, every Pokemon person's going to be like, that's cool. Got my spare battery packs.
We've been playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised they haven't made a Pokemon Go battery pack yet.
Yeah. So, I think the 2DS, or our new 2DS XL, is our swan song to the 2DS, 3DS.
We'll see. I'm a little bit more optimistic about it, but, I mean...
It's
VR.
crazy with crap.
I don't know.
We can just pee on you while you're playing.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Same thing.
No, it's
live pee.
it smells.
Live pee.
But I think
I've been drinking lots of water. What are you talking about?
I think this is finally that like
smells.
I think it's finally it's the DSi of
yes,
this
it's going to eventually happen, but it's just what they do in that handheld market.
And that's the question. Do they come up with a new handheld?
Because if they do, then we'll see.
Or do you sell the Switch without a dock? Like, do you sell the Switch as the new handheld, essentially? Like,
and then
at-home Switch?
And they can follow up
Switch
with
Mobile?
That Switch Mini is basically what I was thinking about. Like, if that rumor does come true. Cause
pretty much, yeah. You said.
Well, I mean, like, the thing is, it wouldn't have removable controllers.
But then what's the point of that? Like, because then...
I don't know.
Because then at that point, the removable controllers are a big piece of...
The Switch, yes.
The Switch.
But it's a Switch. It would be a Switch Mini, so it's like...
Then it's its own handheld.
Yeah.
At that point, if you do Switch Mini, you're just confusing your demographic again like you did with the Wii U.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, well, is the Switch Mini like a new Switch? Or is it, what is it?
Yeah, so...
I think you just sell the Switch without the dock.
Mm-hmm.
And call it a day. Maybe if you...
I say bump up the internal memory.
Try and bring your... Joy-Cons down if you're trying to maybe sell like mobile Joy-Cons, so like
that'd be super tiny.
I don't know, those Joy-Cons are already pretty small.
I'm just saying if you're trying to compact the system, like I don't want my screen any smaller than that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my controller stuck to. Well, but when you're playing Zelda, like full 3D games, imagine Skyrim on a.
Oh yeah.
You don't want it that big.
On this,
I could do that.
on this, Skyrim on this.
Yeah.
You could.
I don't think you'd have a good time.
I don't want to though. Like that's my thing. The Switch is a good size for what
Yes.
Let's talk to Graham about that. See if he'd have a good time.
Well, but then it's would you prefer that or that? And thinking of portability, thinking of that. Like I actually don't have a problem carrying my Switch around.
No,
knowing that it's.
I actually have a good it's a good weight and good size.
It's a good weight. It's a good size, and knowing that it's got that much more juice is the big thing.
And the thing is, and again,
because I complain about these XL systems because they're too big to fit in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's always my issue.
Yeah, but then with the Switch, you have so much more versatility.
The Switch does so much extra crap.
Yes.
I'm okay with,
carrying a case around.
Because, it's got that much more juice. And I have enough multiplayer games on it where if I am out, like we went to a thing yesterday and one of the people I was with, I'm like, Mario Kart's downloading at home because I woke up and I started downloading it. And
I did it at 10 p.m. that night.
And he's like,
the night before.
And he's like, well, why isn't it here? And I'm like, because I woke up and I'm downloading it.
Yeah.
And he's like, like he knows already that this thing transports itself.
It's everywhere.
And that at lunch we could have and Mario Karted, and he was like, why didn't you bring your Switch?
I definitely thought about tethering my phone to my Switch to download it, and then I realized it was a 6 gig download.
Game, yeah.
I was like, no, I don't have that much data.
And hello, dog. And
my Wi-Fi at work blocks things.
Well, my Wi-Fi at work I can't connect my Switch to because we need our username and password in there. Otherwise, I'd be
our
fine.
computer logins.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. I think this is the last thing we're kind of going to see out of the 3DS family.
For
to
now.
3D,
We'll
2DS
see,
family.
we'll see. I'm honestly, I'm going to keep an open mind.
Like I say,
into it,
last system. Not to say that they're going to just drop everything.
Yes.
But I think this is our last.
Oh yes.
3DS family.
Absolutely, yeah. No,
Three
this
screen.
is no.
3 screens. The Switch has one. We went from 2.
It folds open.
We went from.
Like
You can play it, and then the Switch is your rear view mirror when you play racing
We
games.
went from 2 to 1. Now we're gonna do 3. You know
guys
what?
want-
To heck with it. 18.
No
You're
VR.
getting a little ridiculous.
Bing,
Here.
bing, 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 bing. It's just a DDR pad.
No VR. No VR though.
And maybe that's where Nintendo starts to go.
Yeah, Dance Revolution with your fingers.
They
I
have a
have
lot
that.
of those games
That's
already.
that's existed.
You
Have you ever seen that DDR for Game Boy Color?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a game. It's a DDR for the Game Boy Color, and then there's this cradle thing you strap onto the bottom of the controller or console, and it was literally a D-pad. It would hit the buttons on the controller, so you can in theory play without the D-pad, but it was really awkward. It's super weird. Anyways, moving.
3 screen.
Digressing.
The 3 screen.
Not enough screens in the world.
Exactly.
It's like the Matrix.
Just sucks onto your face.
Speaking of movies
Sucking
and
on
sucking
the
in the
faces.
faces, Star Wars Episode 9.
Episode 9.
We're talking about Star Wars Episode 9.
It sucks your face.
It should. Does it not?
Release date.
Release date for Star Wars Episode 9 and the forthcoming Indiana Jones movie.
5th coming.
5th. I don't count that one.
I still do. But again, Shia LaBeouf has to be pushed off a cliff.
We'll just push his picture off a cliff. In this opening act, it's just throwing things in the garbage. The picture of Shia LaBeouf.
Just open at a funeral. Shadow of Indy.
He died trying to get it.
Like Shadow of Indy.
He died trying to swinging with a monkey.
Here lies,
And he had a secret other son
Here lies Henry Jones Jr.
with the actress.
And then the two of them, it's their shadows, and all you see is Indy put his hat back on, and then it pans out as they're walking away from the grave, and it's just such a shame he couldn't have held on that much longer. And you're just like, what happened to him?
Don't care.
Yeah, but no one actually cares.
Separate movie.
Star Wars Episode 9.
May 24th.
2019.
2019.
May 2.
And June. And Indiana Jones.
Yeah, they screwed up by not making it 20 days earlier.
May 24th.
Yeah, well.
May 24th.
It's 2019, guys. They can.
I'm
Fine,
gonna
if
say
they-
there's
if
gonna
they
be
want
something
to.
thrown in with 8 that's gonna make this.
I
make more
am
sense.
sensing, because they did this with 8. 8 was supposed to come out in the summer too. And they did such a good job at Christmas when they weren't expecting to do such a good job at Christmas with 7
How would you
that they
not
pushed
think you
8
did?
back. So if 8 does a good job at Christmas, I think
And it
we're
will.
going to see this one get pushed.
Or
That's what I
see
suspect,
the
yeah.
Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be every other year for these Star
It's
Wars
supposed
films.
to be, yes.
Yeah.
So this year
So
will be
was
the
Marvel
full-
movies, but then they started
Well-
pumping them out 2-3 a year.
I think they don't want to overdo the Star Wars thing, though.
Yeah, because look how well that worked out last time around with the prequels.
Yeah, but they didn't throw them out
Yeah, they
twice
throw
a
them out
year.
twice a
I
year.
thought it was like
No.
I thought it was
They were
more
a
frequent.
couple years.
Couple
Were
years
they?
apart.
Oh, okay.
They was just bad writing and
I
bad
just
directing. And
a lot of those movies I don't remember.
that was just bad stuff. That has nothing to do with.
So,
yeah.
A
but
few
the
bad
thing was like
things.
the thing with Star Wars, the difference between Star Wars and Marvel is Marvel has the license, like they know all the characters they want to put in.
Yes.
Whereas Star Wars, it's still as popular as it is now. It's still very new for Disney
And
because they've been doing Marvel stuff since what, like 2000
and Marvel
something or other?
superhero stuff feels very different every time they do one.
Because they have
Star Wars, like even Rogue One comes out, and there are people I talk to who aren't, us, and they go, another Star Wars.
yeah.
And I'm sitting in the chair like, yeah, there's gonna be one every year for like the next 4 years. It's gonna be the best thing ever. And they're just like, there's 4 new ones coming. That's a lot of Star Wars.
It's not enough Star Wars.
And you sit there going,
Yeah.
there's 5 Marvel movies coming out in the next year.
And you don't complain about those.
And they're like, oh, these superhero movies, there's just a bunch of them. Because superhero movies aren't Marvel. They're superhero movies. Star Wars movies are Star Wars movies.
Well, it's because you're throwing DC
And honestly,
into that.
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting to see that the I guess the movie industry reflect that in the comic book industry, because in the comic book industry, new comic books come out every Wednesday
Oh, yeah.
and they're completely different all the time.
Yeah.
So this is just the way I see it is the movie's sort of reflection on that comic book line.
But yeah, so Star Wars, I think if they started doing 2 a year, people, like,
Yeah, no, I can't see them.
other
doing it.
people not involved in the stuff
Depends
that we
how
are
far
would
you
be
want to
like,
go with the expanded universe.
I don't think they do one. I don't think they do more than 2 a year, or
It
more
depends
than
how,
1 a year rather.
No, but it depends how far you go with this expanded universe.
but it's still Star Wars. Like, Ant-Man feels different from
The
Winter
Thor.
Soldier and Thor, whereas Star Wars, even Rogue One, still feels like Star Wars.
Because that's still, at the end of the day, still tied into Star Wars.
The
It's
wars, yeah.
So, but even if you go far off into a different part of that galaxy and do a completely separate story,
They're in a different galaxy.
it doesn't matter. You've still got
Mm-hmm.
the same aliens. You've still got the same weapons. Essentially, you've still got like the
No more
world.
lightsabers.
The world is very much the same. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there were really no lightsabers in Episode 1 or in Rogue One. Sorry,
Yeah.
no,
other
there's
than
just
Darth.
just that one bit.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like even if you took Darth Vader out of Rogue One, still feels like
An excellent
Star Wars.
Yes, because you still have that
You take out
Rebel Alliance kind
yeah.
of feel.
You take out Falcon from,
Captain
and-
America.
or no, you take Falcon out of Ant-Man.
Oh,
and
that's,
the few references they make. Ant-Man's its own flick. Rogue One cannot be its own flick without the rest of Star Wars. So I think oversaturating Star Wars is one a year.
and yeah, it all goes back to like it's still kind of fresh for Disney. Like they've been doing Marvel stuff for quite some time now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and Marvel's built up to we can release 12 movies in a year.
because we have that budget, we have that fan base. Who
one a
will-
year or one a month.
I think it'd be burned out.
Never.
Yeah, I can see the pain in your face.
Oh yeah, that would be horrible.
Another Iron Man.
Honestly, I wish they'd start doing, and you can't with these actors because they cost too much, but just small shorts.
Speaking of small shorts, I have no idea what to think about
I was
Cloak
wondering
and
where you were
Dagger.
going with that.
I don't know how to feel about Cloak and Dagger.
It's a show.
I know. I
Same.
saw the trailer for it. And I don't.
Honestly, I know 2 things about Cloak and Dagger. One's got teleporting stuff with its cloak, and the other can make daggers of light.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're good.
That's
you know
it.
everything. Congratulations.
That's it. They're troubled teens.
Oh, and they like each other for some reason.
they're destined to be with each other.
Now, and depending on which comic you read, they know each other beforehand,
Oh, well.
and now they're just pretty much together, and they're like, "This is cool."
Honestly, I'd be.
Or there's the version where they both get powers and are drawn to each other, but actually really don't like each other at the beginning. And I figure that's what they're going to go with for the show because that
but
creates more drama.
In the trailer, though, they're young and he saves her. So I want to say it's the.
And they don't hate each other
maybe.
either. And they
I wanna
don't
say it's
hate
the
each
first-
other.
And then they meet up later at a party and they don't seem to hate each other.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
well,
the thing.
then they're going with that one. Okay.
I would assume that they've
That's
met,
weird-
they've
that's
met
weird
when they're
for-
younger.
Have you not seen the trailer yet?
No, clearly, this show's not on the CW
No, it's not.
because otherwise they'd go for the like.
No, it's on
Marvel.
Freeform.
It's Marvel.
Freeform. Whatever the shit that is.
ABC Family, but in the States.
Yes, it's basically like online Netflix, but you have to watch it at a specific time.
But because it's still a channel down
Yes.
there, it's a cable channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going with they met when they were younger,
So they're going with the original.
and then they don't remember when they're older, and
That's
then
fine.
they realize, hey,
And it's-
we met.
In that entire trailer, I only saw one Marvel reference.
I don't remember one.
It was a billboard for Rock's Encore.
Oh, so I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That bright red neon light.
It's been a while.
Cloak and Dagger is
It's been a long week, as I've told you guys.
Cloak and Dagger
Yeah,
is
it's
a weird one.
Why did they choose that one of all things to do a show on? I don't know.
I think it's
they
easier.
go Ghost Rider.
Well, they kind of. I don't want to say they burned themselves out on that one, but they kind of did with the Agents of Shield. They wrote his character off well, and they have said that the original Ghost Rider is not going to be part of the MCU yet.
And I think if you're gonna go Ghost Rider, you gotta. He's almost a Netflix show.
Is he that violent?
He's that dark.
Yeah, Agents of Shield.
Especially when you
really,
start dealing with like Mephisto and
or it's
Hell
like especially dealing with bad human beings.
Yeah, rapists and this and that. Like that's who he goes after in the comics. Is
That's sort of his
not
thing.
so good people.
Oh yeah,
drug dealers, murderers.
all of them do.
Yes, but that's like I think Ghost Rider is more of a Netflix show. Freeform is pretty good for because again it's ABC Family, so it's Disney Family ish,
Teen drama.
teen drama
Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, that's actually kind of the vibe I got
That's the
from.
vibe you're gonna. Yes.
That's the kind of the vibe I did get from that.
So
trailer.
this isn't the Disney
I
Channel
haven't
where
watched
everything
Vampire
is.
Diaries, so I don't know.
Honestly, I would like to see Ghost Rider versus Punisher.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. He's more of a Netflix
Ghost
guy,
Rider.
whereas.
I don't know. Punisher's pretty badass too.
Cloak and Dagger work. It's just depending on. I don't know if you can do a whole series.
I don't know enough about.
And didn't Squirrel Girl get like its own?
Yes,
she's getting her own
She's
show.
gonna lead a group.
She's getting a
I can't remember
show.
what they're called though.
But she's not born yet.
I'm just saying, she's gonna have Squirrel Girl. It's gonna be Squirrel Girl, and
she's
something
supposed
else.
to fight Thanos and punch Thanos.
But Jessica Jones and Luke Cage haven't even
That's
started
their
a
child?
serious relationship. Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know. We'll see what.
How do they get Squirrel out of that?
She's
I don't know.
Squirrel.
Jessica Jones has messed up powers, and
Luke Cage has got
Cage is
iron penis.
yes.
Is that his unbreakable skin
Speedus.
goes to make her unbeatable?
Yes.
And then something happens because she grows up.
Being a squirrel.
Well, no, faster than. She's a regular person.
Except she can punch Thanos in the back of his head
Except-
and win.
Except I think that's just her costume. Oops.
Would you just
Squirrel.
put squirrel
Yeah,
in the
I
Google? Next time, don't put girl. Just put girl.
No, you should go further down on that picture. She has a tail.
Yeah. Oh, you missed it.
Daughter of Luke Cage and Jessica Jones.
Alright.
Danielle Cage.
Yep.
So, I don't know where that's going. I'm honestly surprised I don't. Squirrel Girl has been sort of the joke in
Well,
comic books,
'cause
but
she
like
was
a good
the
joke.
lighthearted-
A good joke,
Yeah,
though,
But
not like
she's unbeatable.
just when you don't see. It's just convenient that you don't see her beat up people.
The unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
Seriously, one of the coolest joke characters, aside from Deadpool.
Yeah, it's Squirrel Girl's kind of messed up, but she's fun.
She can
but
talk to squirrels too.
but
Sure.
she can't exist yet.
Yeah, they haven't banged.
New
yet.
event. No, it's not.
Yeah, they haven't banged yet. Well, okay, in that
Yes, they have.
In that regards, maybe in the Defender she finds out that she's pregnant.
Squirrel Girl.
We haven't seen Jessica Jones in a while, so
She's pregnant.
Either who,
Yes.
getting back on
spoilers, guys.
track.
Indiana Jones as well is coming on 2020. 2020, you said
It got pushed back.
push back.
July?
July something?
July
19th?
19th, 18th, somewhere there.
Yeah.
And so, two key points. Still just Steven Spielberg and still Harrison Ford.
I thought Steven wasn't in it.
No, Steven Spielberg is still directing.
No.
Which, whatever. It is what it is.
As long as George Lucas and
Disney
him
will
don't
tell
have-
Yes,
them.
George Lucas is not.
Disney will tell him what to do.
Yes.
And that's kind of, I'm happy about that.
And
where
you know what? As
There's the Disney,
As-
rein-in police.
and as harsh as those are, like BFG wasn't the worst movie in the world
I haven't
to watch. but it's definitely he's done better.
I think, and honestly, this is me. I think Spielberg's done.
He was creative at the time, and now it's just become the natural thing.
Yes, and I think it's gotten kind of to the point where it's it's not lazy. He's just I'm Steven Spielberg.
I'm running out of ideas.
I can direct film.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. Because even if you watch stuff on Indy 4, George Lucas kept bugging Steven during the first 3 Indy films. Oh, do this. And Steven was like, no, I'm sticking to my guns, and this is the movie I'm doing. I think now he's gotten older, and he's just like, George Lucas comes to him, he's like, you should do Aliens, and Steven's just like, screw it, sure, why not? Like,
I've done Aliens before.
He just doesn't, like, but there's this, like...
Not that kind of alien.
Not, like, I don't care attitude to it anymore. Like, he's like,
still.
why the heck not? Let's give it a go. Like, he's in for more of the experimenting-ish stuff, but without the experimental brain.
And it's also, again, worth noting that it's being written by the same guys who did Indy 4, too.
But again,
and
if you
you're
watch...
going to have the Marvel police telling them what to do.
Yeah, the Disney
police.
Whatever.
But it's like, if you have...
Same thing.
Yes, but...
If you watch Indy 4, and you watch parts that they cut for other parts, the writing was good. The acting was good.
Except for Shia LaBeouf.
The editing was bad. You know what? And honestly, Shia LaBeouf in parts of that movie is actually pretty good. Like, when I started watching that film, I'm like, I'm okay with you. Like, he was the young guy, especially when they were trying to do, like, the greasers and they were trying to do almost a West Side Story, grease kind of montage there, and you're going, like, this is, like, cute. And he's got the stupid comb and the knife, and he's a greaser.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm okay with you, Shia LaBeouf. And then as the movie went on, and it's like, they're trying to replace Indiana Jones with Shia LaBeouf. And it's like, this is not right. And that's when it really took a turn, and I'm going...
When you took it.
That's when I started, sitting in the back of the
offended.
theater. Steaming at the back of the theater.
How dare you!
Silently screaming at the...
Oh, no, not silent. I'm just imagining you in
a literally angry guy in the back of a theater yelling at
How dare you!
I almost could have been. I went to that movie on my own, and I was in, like, I'm like, I'll sit in the back because I'm by myself. And there was another guy who was by himself, and you're just like...
Hey.
Don't want to acknowledge each other.
Yeah, just kind of like, what's up? Like
the eye contact.
Yeah, I'm that guy who's going to this movie.
But yeah, 2020, it's still far away. Anything can still happen. Maybe Steven Spielberg steps out. Maybe Harrison Ford steps out. You don't know.
No, Harrison will do it.
Harrison will do it, I think. Yeah. He liked Indy.
Oh, yeah.
And
he likes that character.
Like Han so much.
And his thing with Han was Han had played his role. Like, he had done his part.
Yeah.
He didn't need, and I mean, if you watch episode 6, Han Solo didn't need to be there.
He was the leader of that group.
But anybody could have been.
But it was him.
He didn't drive
because
anybody
as they say
forward.
in 7, he's one of the heroes of the fight.
Yeah.
Of the war.
And look at how much Han Solo actually gives it.
But
it's just very contradictory to his character.
It kind of he didn't need to be there. There was no character growth. He didn't spur on character growth from anybody else. No. Like in the first 2 movies, he did. He mentored Luke a little bit.
He grew up.
He had a relationship with Leia.
He finished. So by the 6th episode, that was his thing. Was he's like, my character doesn't actually do anything important that someone else couldn't have done. Like, Lando could have taken a lot of those roles.
Yeah, but Lando wasn't...
Or you could have had random general taking over half of those roles. Like, Han Solo wasn't completely necessary. Not that I want him gone.
But I think, though, at that point, it was like a financial, Han Solo is selling money, is making money. So it's like, we need you back on the 6th one. And then, 20 years later, we need you back on the 7th.
The only reason they got him back for 7 was because they agreed to kill him. Like, that was part of his whole thing, was like, as long as I'm driving character moving forward, and I think J.J. Abrams was like, you wanted to die, in 6? We'll kill you now. Like, you're going to have big impact in this flick, and it's like, okay.
Yep.
I think with Indy, it's just like, I get a chance to have fun. And again, after watching him in episode 7, because I watched Indiana Jones 4, and you kind of leave going, I think Harrison's getting a little out there.
He was still doing the action stuff.
He was doing the action stuff, but his acting just seemed so, lazy. And phoned in. But then again, you watch the other edits of that film, he did the lines really well. They just didn't show those lines. Like, the editors were just like, yeah, we found one, it works.
Yeah.
So after seeing him in episode 7, it's like he could do another Indiana Jones movie. Like he is still like spry enough to be.
He stops getting into plane crashes.
Stop letting him fly.
Just saying.
After the 3rd one, do they not take your license away? Like
Only on 2, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's 2.
Okay. After the first one, should they not take your license?
So
No.
Millennium Falcon took its revenge on him. That's fine.
So either way, I'm excited kind of for Indiana Jones. As more information comes out, that might change.
Well, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and 2020 is
Still
so
ways
far.
away, like you said,
I mean,
ways away.
and like Avengers 4 will probably be out before then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, right, like
The
that's
yet untitled
still
Avengers 4.
not leaking the titles anywhere, kind of thing.
That was not the actual title.
Okay, okay. How else can you? What else are you gonna title Avengers 4?
Gauntlet. All right. More movie news.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Jurassic World was an excellent film,
It was.
and I think
about to
I'm trying to
get a
think.
whole lot
I'm trying to think.
better.
I'm trying to think of who else they put in Jurassic World that was from the first movie, but I don't think anyone.
No one.
The
The Doctor.
The Doctor, right?
That's
B.D.
it.
Wong.
Yeah, the Asian guy, the Asian doctor. Yeah. So,
it.
so they're bringing back another not guest actor, but
Oh,
old
Golblum and that guy could fight.
Jeff Goldblum come back for Jurassic World 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goldblum and
I thought
and the
Jurassic
Doctor
World
fight.
2 had been finished filming.
Nope.
I
He's
thought-
been
He's been
started.
He's on Guardians.
He's been filming Guardians. No,
I thought he
he's
filmed
been filming Thor.
I thought-
Goldblum has been filming Thor.
Thor.
And
But-
Pratt has been filming
Infinity.
Guardians.
Guardians
And
and
Infinity
Infinity
War.
But I thought they would film Jurassic World before Guardians, or
No.
just after Guardians,
No.
unless he went right offset from Guardians into Avengers.
Probably because
So
post production would
are they still
he's
filming
fin- no,
Infinity
he, no,
War?
He would finish post production of
Right.
Guardians 2 and then jump
Okay.
into Infinity War.
Okay.
So yeah, no,
Well,
they haven't started on Jurassic World 2. And again, like I've seen. Trying to think if I
'Cause
actually
I
finished
always-
Jurassic World.
You should have.
I seriously thought that they were like in the midst of filming Jurassic World.
I saw the
I don't think
credits.
so.
I honestly don't think I finished Jurassic World. I think I fell asleep.
Can you run in high heels? Just
I think I fell asleep.
boo. I think you did too.
See someone run high heels?
Hey,
Pratt
That's a no.
went into the cage.
Which one?
nope. That was like super early on.
No, I know. I'm trying to. So
What was the last thing you
it
remember?
tricked them. He got that.
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the thing got out.
Yeah, yeah,
Kids were in balls at a certain point.
Yeah,
Those
that's
got
wrong.
crushed.
yeah. Still accurate. Yeah.
That's it.
And then it gets hazy.
Yeah, that was like halfway into the movie.
Yeah.
You need to watch the rest of that movie.
Because it gets exponentially better.
It wasn't. It should have started better. Or I should.
Well, you gotta ramp up.
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
can't
ramp up.
just-
It's been a
I
long.
know.
It's been a
You
long
can't
time
just
since
jump into
Jurassic Park.
dinosaur fights.
It's been a long time since Jurassic Park. So
You're reintroducing a world. You can't
In
just
all
jump in.
honesty, it was a very good intro. I think I was tired that night, and I'm like, Jurassic World.
Stop watching movies when you're tired.
There's no other time for me to watch movies.
after
I'm
hockey.
doing this stupidly tired.
After hockey.
I'm stupidly tired.
After hockey.
Legitimately, Wednesday we had a themed day at
Mm.
work where we were doing a bunch of activities and stuff, and all of us were like, by the end of the day, everybody went home, and we're just like, all the staff is just like,
Movie or game.
yeah, and then so all the staff is just like, oh my god, and then
Oh,
my wife and I have started orienteering again, which is every Wednesday, which is essentially hiking through
yes.
the parks.
Yeah.
So I came home, made dinner, we went hiking for an hour-long hike through the trails and stuff.
Yeah.
Went to Costco to get food, came home, hockey game. By the time that was over, I was just like, please let it just be Friday.
Wow, that's half your post-credit show for you.
This week, that's it. So, yeah, so by the time I get to watch movies, what did I watch? I just put stupid stuff on Netflix, because if I fall asleep, I
I don't feel bad about
I
that.
watched Sex Drive last night because I was dying, and I'm just
Mhm.
if I miss parts of this movie,
Yeah, you're not missing out. Yeah.
I'm not really missing, gold. But then that's why my problem is, I want to see Jurassic World, so I put it in, and then it's, halfway through, I'm like...
I'm gonna come over
Your
and
wife's
start
trying to wake you up
squirting
on
with
the
water.
couch.
Chris is just sitting there, with a super soaker at one end. Nah.
I've seen this movie. I don't
Eric,
have to watch.
compressed air.
I have a slingshot now, so
Either way, I'm excited. I love
yes.
Jeff Goldblum in these flicks.
I love Jeff Goldblum.
Me too.
I'm expecting,
you,
like I said,
you stopped that way too
Sorry,
soon.
yeah.
Jeff Goldblum's awesome.
Jeff Goldblum is
I'm
gold.
expecting a Golblum
No.
doctor fight, and him remembering, oh, you're
Yeah.
still involved with this.
Yeah, me too. BD Wong and him can go
Fight
at it
it
for
out.
like here. Did I not tell you that this was going to go bad like
The
so many years ago?
the
Yeah.
mathematician.
And he's like, the math doesn't change. But
So, yeah.
Jeff Goldblum being in this, I'm cool.
Other movie stuff.
More movie stuff.
More movie stuff. Timon and Pumbaa
Yes.
for the Lion King live action movie.
Yes.
Yes.
For now.
Not live action.
Live action.
For now.
3D animated film.
For now. You guys brought this up. I don't.
I know.
I don't remember the actors. You actors are being
Billy
rumored.
Eichner.
Billy Eichner,
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
and I know who that is.
Seth Rogen.
So Seth Rogen and this Billy guy
Billy Eichner.
for Timon and Pumbaa.
I see.
And then
Eichner.
I call him Eichner.
and so these are the rumored sort of what their short list right now, right? I mean,
No, it sounds like that's pretty much.
Is
it's
it?
pretty much them.
Land comedy roles in Disney's
All right,
Lion
so it
King
is-
remake.
so who's Timon and who's Pumbaa?
I expect Puma to be Seth Rogen.
I do as well,
I'm okay with that.
but I want Nathan Lane back so they can all take a hike.
So yeah, that's coming.
They never said which one's which.
Rogan is about to be cast as Pumbaa,
That's what I figured.
Yep.
while Eichner is finalizing a deal.
Yeah,
to
I
take
can't see
Timon.
Rogan.
No, I can't see him being
like,
Timon.
being a skinny, not skinny like, but that sort of personality.
Yeah,
that
I
Timon
can,
is.
I can see him being the fart joke because that's what Timon is,
yes.
and that's Rogan's.
His MO.
Pumbaa.
It's MO. It's his MO.
Yeah, sorry, Pumbaa's.
Come on, get your.
I'm
character
sorry.
right.
I'm tired. I just finished saying that. Did I not just finish saying that?
No, say it again.
Remember, we also said that I'm going to be oppositional and you're going to be whiny. So we're just
So far,
keeping
so
this
good.
up.
Good job.
This is a terrible. This is
More
going
Tony.
well.
Tony's
This is
just
going
like,
well.
oh God, what did I get into this week?
This is well, gentlemen. It's
It
continuing.
makes for great TV.
TV,
This is technically television.
I
though.
suppose.
Technically.
It's the future TV.
Yep.
See?
We are
Now
on the
you're
we are
arguing
in the
with me.
future.
I'm not.
I'm not opposed to it.
I'm not opposed to
I think they'll
cast.
do fine.
Sure.
Disney
And,
seems to cast pretty decent people.
Yes.
And again, this goes back to the whole
they
like,
do. It's,
every time they make a casting choice, I'm like, and then I'm like, what am I talking about?
yeah.
and then like again, this goes back to the whole argument of when is this movie coming out? Like 2017 or 18? No, 2019. 2019.
But what's next?
It's this one, isn't it?
No,
No.
I'm thinking because
Or Mulan.
this year.
Mulan
is next,
It's
and then
Mulan,
Aladdin,
yeah.
isn't it?
No, I think this comes in
Before Aladdin.
I don't know.
But yeah, Mulan is first on the docket.
Yeah.
Mulan next.
It still freaks me out that there's a Tim Burton Dumbo movie somewhere in that lineup. Because Tim Burton doing like
he
Dumbo.
can do weird though.
He can, but Dumbo is already a like
Dark
they'll make it
movie.
weird.
horrifyingly dark film. Putting him involved in it, if he goes back to being actually Tim Burton, not like the Tim Burton that's been around for the last 10 years.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, everything.
Well, but like the rumor is that he's already talked to Danny DeVito to be the ringmaster.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned that yet.
Like if
yeah.
we go back to that kind of Tim Burton, like Batman Returns Tim Burton, I am severely worried about a Dumbo flick.
I'm not.
Like, and not worried in a way that it's like it's going to be bad. It's just going to terrify everybody.
But it's a different audience now.
It's true.
That's what I mean. I'm just, and if it's
true.
Tim Burton that we know from now, it's going to be a
Yeah.
junk movie. So,
Well, we'll see.
Well, we'll see.
because I haven't liked Tim Burton in a very long.
I'm actually surprised there has been nothing before Mulan yet.
No casting or anything.
Yeah, like that's I think sort of the takeaway in this is like, yeah, Disney or Lion King is getting cast. You got
Aladdin's being cast
Aladdin's
slowly,
being-
at least.
Yeah, you've got Dumbo, but nothing for Mulan. Like, what's going on here? Like, let's get some Chow Yun-Fat in here. Let's get some Eddie Murphy in here. Come on, guys. Sure. Google. We're Googling this.
Yes, research.
We're fact checking, guys.
Oh, right, there's supposed to be a Prince movie.
Update.
Yeah. So
Mulan 2018.
So that's next year.
Next year, but they
So-
haven't. But that's still a ways next year.
If you're talking late 2018,
Yeah.
And again, it's Mulan. If you're doing
live action, non-musical.
But they might have people already cast.
And that's the thing with movies is if people don't know the code name to the movie, and they're filming in weird locations because they're trying to simulate Asia, no one's gonna know. It's not like the Avengers when they show up in Atlanta. People are like,
Hey,
Or like they show up in Africa when they're shooting Black Panther or something like. Oh, there's.
that's still in Atlanta.
Is it? They're still. I thought they were shooting that in Africa for some reason.
That's what I mean. Everything's in Atlanta, so stuff shows up in Atlanta, and they're like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, this codename movie is Bongo," and someone's like, "You mean Black Panther?" And they're like, "No, Bongo," and you see like Black Panther walk out, and they're like, "So Black Panther? No,
Bongo Man. And here's the thing, like it could.
So that's what I mean. Mulan could be filming under,
We just wouldn't know.
it could be anything.
Yeah, because those whoever leaks set photos, like they probably don't know where they are and what.
Again, if they're actually filming over in Asia or something.
If they've
that
even
way.
started.
If they've even started filming, like
Right.
who knows?
Right.
And if they're going with a more unknown cast, that's another piece.
Yeah,
too.
and those
because
the
it
big
makes
names that would
it makes
draw.
it harder to.
Right.
Yeah, it's
search
not
on
like
the IMDb or whatever.
yeah, it's not like this
Samuel
lead
L.
actress
Jackson
is
somewhere.
gone somewhere. Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay, so we have that.
Aladdin.
Aladdin is
TBD.
TBD. The Lion King TBD.
I can't wait for TBD, guys.
It's gonna be amazing.
I want TBD.
And then the Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
TBD. Cruella. Because you have to do another. The best part about this one
Is they already got cast.
is
Kind of.
maybe they're also talking Glenn Close might come back to do Cruella.
Older Gorilla.
Doesn't matter. Glenn Close is still Glenn Close. Like Cruella doesn't have to be a young lady. And Glenn Close honestly was a terrifyingly
This is supposed to be before the movies.
Well, then it's gonna be junk.
Well, no, it'll
It
just
would
be
the
like a
same as
wizard.
Maleficent.
Wizards don't age.
It'd be maybe it's the same or different, or it's similar
Maleficent?
to Maleficent, where they put Maleficent as actually being a good person.
I also don't like
I don't know how you
Maleficent as a
turn
movie.
Cruella into a good
That's
person.
that's the
Yeah, no,
that's
that's-
that's
you
the
wanna turn-
101
you wanna
Dalmatians
turn a-
movie from Cruella's point of view.
Was she?
I
was
really
she the
wanted
business
these-
owner, right?
Yeah,
You make it rise to.
and you could do
power.
that as you could do like the young Cruella where, and then Emma Stone makes sense where yes, if you're doing young Cruella and like she is this like young opportunistic like I'm gonna be the best designer ever, and then
she's
slowly
good
starts
state.
to like
Oh man, if I only had dog pelts.
by the end of it it's like
It
I
starts
need
with
those
Dalmatians. smaller animals. She works her way up to
If
dogs.
I had these beaver pelts.
Hamsters.
From these beaver pelts.
I had a hamster pet.
Hamster pelts.
live action Peter Pan.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Hook already perfected this. So
Yes,
I
correct.
think we're good.
Correct. And you can't redo that. one.
Tinkerbell, not surprising.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that's not earlier.
You know what? Honestly, like
Yeah, but you have to do a Peter Pan before you do Tinkerbell.
no.
No, you don't. No.
If the
If you're-
Tinkerbell
if you're
animated
kind of
series
starting
is anything,
if you're kind of
Yes.
starting these
Nope.
over again,
No.
Yes.
no.
Kids love Tinkerbell.
Okay, but I'm saying if you're starting to live
No,
action over again,
you do Tinkerbell
she's
first.
the sidekick.
No.
No.
She is.
She's the main character in all those like Tinkerbell like movies.
Yeah, there's a ton of
Peter
There's like a
movie.
full there's like 2 movies or 3 movies with her, isn't there? Okay, more than 2 or 3.
6. I own them. They're over there. Like
Dear God.
it got to the point where I'm like Tinkerbell in her own movies because you go what?
Yeah, like kids love her.
Okay, they're actually because John Lasseter stepped in, and if you know the whole story behind those Tink movies, they were making it was that Disney brand that was like we make VHS tapes that you will watch once and go why did I buy this? Jungle Book 2, Aladdin 2, like all of those sequels that came out.
I
It was
Aladdin too, actually.
Aladdin 2 was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's passable.
It was out of all of those sequels that came out of that
The
Sequel
Aladdin
development
series is
company.
probably the best.
Yeah. Well, but Aladdin was a major motion picture, and then it got passed to this. I think it was. I forgot what it was called, but it was a different section of Disney, and they put like young animators there to kind of get them all, kind of give them practice before they moved to the big leagues. John Lasseter, who runs Pixar and now runs Disney Animation, when he took over Disney Animation, he destroyed that thing because he's like, stop making junk. Like if we're gonna make movies, we are going to make good films. And Tinkerbell was like in production at that point, and he scrapped the entire thing and went back and redid it. So it came out as like a film where Tinkerbell shows up in Pixie Hollow and all the different fairies have jobs, and they all do all this junk. Like, it's the origin story of
Think
Tink.
of Smurfs.
Yeah. But it was like, I watched it and I'm like...
Well, you know how Smurfs is, like, there's a Smurf village.
Yeah,
and
but this one is literally like...
That's that.
But this is literally like, there's a fairy society, and John Lasseter and team actually built up the whole, like, you know, this sect has jobs, and this had, like, they all have their thing, and you're going... They've built, like, a rich mythology within... Like, here's Peter Pan and its mythology... And then you think Tinkerbell, but Tinkerbell's mythology,
just
thanks
as big.
to this now, is
just as
like,
big.
And you go, what?
Yeah, and kids, and it sells really, really well with kids,
Stupidly well.
boys and girls.
Because it's actually
boys can't watch it.
No, I'm just saying you can
but, like,
totally do a Tink movie
But I'm surprised that that's not
first.
earlier than all these other ones.
So
Because you go to the
unless you do a Peter Pan movie and then all of a sudden you get a Tink prequel.
I would do it the other way around.
No.
Established with Peter Pan, like bring people in with
saying.
Peter Pan and then do a Tink's prequel.
Well,
I'm okay with that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm okay. Yeah, I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Either way, we've gotten
We're
far
established
off
it.
topic. Hold on, we're not done yet.
We're off topic from the off topic. Topicception.
Okay, Disney doing a King Arthur movie.
That'd be better than what's
Anything.
coming.
What's coming out lately?
It's been anything.
Oh no! Like, the last King Arthur movie I liked had Clive Owen.
I was gonna say, and that was
That was
still
the last good
and
one I
that was
liked.
that was still a very like loose sword and
But still,
stone
I
yes.
get that. I know it was, but still, I liked it.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It was great.
You mean it's not this one that they're like starting to advertise for on TV that we watched ages ago?
I know.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't want
The Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie
I don't want
version.
part. Hey, he's doing Aladdin.
Oh boy.
Well, we know what's gonna happen there.
Hardcore.
I also believe a live action Pinocchio would be scary as all. Like,
A moving doll.
See, you gotta think
It's
these
just
are the
Ultron,
anniversaries,
guys.
Too.
Huh?
You gotta think these are the anniversaries too.
Yes.
It's just Ultron. In
And Dumbo.
Which Tim Burton's Ava Green, that'd be nice.
Will Smith rumored for this too. Is he just going to become a voice actor for Disney? A live action Winnie the Pooh?
That would
Yep.
be either really awesome.
I heard something about a Prince movie too. Like the Princes.
Oh, good.
What?
So-
Didn't we just, wasn't there already one?
There's like
That-
12
that.
Snow White movies, not this Snow White movie. This was not done by Disney.
Oh.
So that's the best thing about fairy
Huntsman.
tales is
Oh right, yeah, that's
The
not.
Huntsman
That's
movie.
a Grimm fairy tale. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
so any of the fairy tales can be adapted by anybody. It's even like there's another Jungle Book movie coming out, which we
There's
talked about.
I saw something for a Little Mermaid
Yep,
thing.
that's not Disney. Because everybody's trying to bank on this like live action thing, and you're going, but you have to do. If you do it well, who cares? But The Huntsman was not a good movie, and then they made a sequel to it, which was a prequel.
I didn't like Charlize Theron in it.
Like, and yeah, Charlize can go one way or the other a lot of times. Okay, so either way, Snow White,
There
a
we
Prince Charming movie.
That's
Why?
what I'm talking about.
Why? This is what you're excited for.
No, I'm just no. That's what
This is
I said.
what I'm
I knew
talking
there was a
about.
Prince.
How do
movie
you do
coming
Prince Charming as a film?
Hey, the limited amount they had him in for that Cinderella movie, done. I'm okay with that.
I still haven't seen that one.
It's not bad.
But that's what I mean. Like Prince Charming, what is his job? To sit on throne, wait for a woman to come to him?
No. He actually, they gave him a little bit of motivation and character in Cinderella. Just
It was-
enough.
What was it?
Just enough.
Maleficent. He was kind of in.
You do a movie and it's about the charming family.
But which-
Because there's got to be so many charming
But what-
Prince
Make,
Charmings.
make it like a satire.
Yeah.
There's kind of a description of.
Despite
Yeah,
being a central character in both Snow White and Cinderella, Prince Charming is one of the least rounded figures in all of Disney films.
Really? Genies?
The team behind the studio's upcoming Beauty and the Beast feature will take the reins on this one. From a script from Matt Fogel, Big Mama's House, Like Father, Like Son.
Woohoo. I don't. No.
There's
no.
gold coming into this movie, guys.
No.
Gold.
No.
And then Genies. So Will Smith is getting his own movie then. Chip and Dale.
Chip it.
No.
CGI Pixel number 1, CGI Pixel number
The
2.
casting. There's a sequel? No.
There will be.
Okay, Jungle Book 2, yeah, sure.
That's still a ways away though.
And Mary Poppins.
I like how there's a date for that.
That's because this one's full on. Like, they're in. They've got
Maybe they're not in
posters and
order.
stuff. These ones aren't in order.
Not
Not completely. If it's TBD, it's TBD.
TBD. I want TBD.
But Emily Blunt is playing Mary Poppins.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then...
And then this one's coming out this year, Dead Man Tell
Because
No
that's
Tale.
a real. Snow White and
Seven
Seven
Dwarves,
Dwarves.
another one. So either way,
Yeah.
there you go.
You got Disney.
Kind of
movie.
got you up to date with your Disney live action movies.
We'll check back like in a couple of months, I guess.
And a lot of those, I feel like Disney's just like
putting placeholders in because they can.
Yeah, it's like let's throw this out because honestly,
We'll do a genie movie at some point in time, sure.
And again, that depends on how well they do in the Aladdin movie. Does the genie deserve his own film?
Depends on how.
There will be
Will
a
Smith-
genie society.
A genie.
Every genie has its own job.
A genie. This is the genie tax fan.
I
This is
should
the
direct
genie.
this movie.
This is the genie.
Remember that Tinkerbell movie we did, guys? Just replace them all with guys with tails instead of wings.
This one. This
And
one is the house builder.
Or magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
This one works for the IRS.
Or the genies will be slaves,
They are kind of slaves.
but they'll be free.
Is that why they cast Will Smith?
I was gonna go there, but I didn't want to push that.
No.
It's gonna be the new song of the South.
No. No.
I wasn't gonna go there.
No.
with that.
Okay, let's get back.
It was in my head, but I
Let's get
wasn't
back
gonna
on track.
go there. with
I'll
that.
go there. I'll go there.
No.
Controversial.
No.
All right, let's get back on
Broadcasting.
track. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh, I'm so excited for this game. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It's probably going to be the last game that they do.
You said that the last time.
Yeah, I did too. There's a date for it, though. I will play this one to no end if it comes out on the Switch.
Yes.
So that means you have to beat Persona 5.
I'm getting there. Well, I can play Persona 5 and Marvel vs. Capcom
fighting
Infinite
games,
at the same time. Come on, guys. Come on. So September, I think 19th or something like this year.
Yeah.
Which no one saw coming.
No.
Because with the little information that they had after the
Yeah, they
initial
showed that
reveal.
trailer and we're like, okay. this
Cool,
is
yeah, no,
like-
you were doing that. And then they had a big info drop earlier this week or something like that with story trailer.
Some new characters.
New character.
Well, yeah.
New characters, but character confirmation from other Marvel games. I think the only new one is Sigma from one of the Mega Man games.
He's Mega Man, yeah.
Yeah. And so the big story is that Ultron is getting together with Sigma to eliminate all humankind. And so, but yeah, the news came down this September. Everyone thought it was going to be like next year.
With the big collector's edition.
The big collector's edition, which is $219 US,
Ugh.
comes with collectible figures of Mega Man X, Chun-Li, Iron Man, and Captain Marvel.
Are you getting it?
No. It comes with a display collector box with all of the Infinity Stones that glow, or they have a light up, whatever.
Ooh. $300.
It's a-
Conversion rates continue.
I can
buy
see-
a new system.
I can buy a Switch for that price.
I can go get a Switch. Wait,
I'd spend the extra and get a Switch.
I can go get a dock for my Switch so I don't have to keep moving that one around. Honestly, they've almost got me on that one.
I was thinking about that too. Just wait for some like third-party company to make like the cable
dock,
for it.
yeah.
Do you have more controllers?
I have 4.
Yes, he has 4.
I'm
But yeah,
sure I had
need
4
more.
before Mario Kart 4. For what?
Bomberman 8 player.
on one screen.
Yeah.
He's got a Switch. We're now up to 6 controllers.
We need 2 more. Between the
I'm
two
not
of
gonna
you.
buy more.
You
No.
should both buy one.
I was thinking of buying the yellow ones.
I know.
Those look really slick.
Is it Pikachu?
No,
They're for arms. We'll show you later.
They're like a neon.
Yeah.
They're pretty
But
I'm
so
not
yeah,
concerned.
September 19th,
Anyways.
PS4, Xbox One, Steam.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if I want a PS4 or Steam.
PS4.
Honestly, it'll come down to which one will allow me to use my arcade stick.
And that's a big piece.
Computer.
So, which will most likely be PC.
Yeah.
But Capcom has been very good at developing arcade stick compatibility
Yeah.
with the PS4. I think Street Fighter V now has compatibility with all arcade sticks, PS3 and PS4. So you can buy a cheap like $50, $50, $60 like arcade stick and you'd be fine.
That's still probably lean towards computer and that.
So
Again, computer, you're guaranteed.
yes, you
fight
are
stick.
guaranteed. So I
'Cause
will.
even if the game isn't programmed for it, there's still 1,200 applications
Yes.
where it's like program your own arcade stick.
Because really, it's just an X input really with an arcade stick.
Correct.
And so, coming out on September 19th, you got the standard edition, you got a deluxe edition, which has additional costumes, 6 DLC characters, including Sigma, who is the first DLC character. Weird that he is a DLC character, even though he's a main boss in the game.
But I think the main boss is the
Ultron Sigma.
amalgamation of
Ultron
the two
Sigma.
of them. So yeah, it's,
Ultron Sigma. The character reveal trailer was, or the story reveal trailer was actually super awesome.
Yeah.
I think because the first initial reveal was like, cool, you guys are doing this. Now this is really happening.
Yeah.
Is the sort of the takeaway from the fighting game community.
Yeah.
It's like this, and they've had real gameplay, showing off what the actual game will be. And I'm kind of a little bummed out. It does feel a lot like Marvel 3 does in terms of like the way the combos work. But there's a lot of OTG stuff that they are transferring from the other Marvel games that didn't exist in 3. So basically, an OTG is off the ground combo, and so as a person hits the ground, you can tap at them with a low kick and then continue your combo. Whereas that didn't exist in Marvel 3.
No, Marvel 3, you pretty much had to knock them up and hope to God that they didn't fall down.
And
keep
pushing.
You have to keep juggling.
And a lot of people didn't like that system because it actually way too simplified. 1, 2, 3, hit.
It did.
1, 2, 3.
I could do it.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, exactly. Everyone could pull off a fancy looking air combo.
Like
and you could still do good.
But see, here's the thing: like Marvel vs. Capcom, you went and played it in the arcade because we played that game a ton in the arcade when we used to have arcades.
Marvel Capcom and Marvel 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Those two.
So you're sitting there going, and you could pick Strider and Wolverine and whoever, and just
yes,
Marvel
face down on the thing, and you would do something that looked cool.
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 comes out, and I'm sitting here with controllers on my Xbox going like.
It just felt too
and I'm going,
it felt too systematic.
I am so good at this game.
And I think with the professional players, that's why Marvel 3 never really hit it off
it didn't.
In those fighting game tournaments, is because
whoever got that first hit in
basically
won that match essentially.
Yeah. And so hopefully a lot of the changes it's a tough call, and with them introducing the Infinity Stones into the actual combat, because if you obviously know what the Infinity Stones do, you got the Power Stone, which gives you additional power in your attacks. The Time Stone, or is that? Yeah, the Time Stone actually locks your opponent in a square, so they can't actually move anywhere, and so you can jump around them and have at your way. If you've got the speed or not the Space Stone. I'm not sure how those stones work, but they all have different effects. If you actually played Marvel Superheroes, like the very, very, very first Capcom made fighting game, they had these power gems these Infinity Gems as gameplay elements. Yeah. And so it's kind of cool seeing that come full circle with these, and of course with Infinity War coming out. Yeah. They want to capitalize on all of that hype.
All of that hype.
Because they're
Captain Marvel hype.
Which is funny because I want Captain Marvel. No, Captain Marvel. I can't remember his name.
Captain America.
No, he's from the Capcom side. Captain Commando.
Yes.
I want Captain Commando in this game because he was my go-to guy in Marvel 1.
And my hope here is the DLC characters aren't as pricey as they were for Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
I think the difference...
Because that turned me off with 3 where I'm like, oh, God, okay.
The problem with 3 was that... And it just was an unfortunate time for Japan. Yeah. Because that was around the time they had that giant earthquake.
Yes.
With the nuclear power plant, which shut down the entire country. And so there was almost little to no development for Marvel 3. And so that's why they ultimately released, no pun intended, the ultimate Marvel 3 with all the DLC characters. And so this time around... I'm hoping they spread their resources a little bit more,
I just don't, like I say, because I looked at some of the characters, and one, you look at the character going, that's not really a character I'm excited for, and you're also charging me like $8 or $9 for that character.
Right. Yeah, because the pricing got real weird.
It got really bad, and then whereas you look at Super Smash Bros, where it's like, I have no idea who this character actually is, but you're only charging me $5.99, $6.99, whatever it was, for that character. Okay. Like, because you showed me off the character, I got a nice video, $6.99, and that $6.99 was for my 3DS and my Wii U, so I got it on 2 systems. If I only had the one system, it was cheaper, and I'm paying for that character. Whereas Marvel vs. Capcom, it's like you can have this character who you don't really know, and I'm like, okay, and it's like, and it'll cost you like $8, and you're going.
Yeah, because at that price, you would expect for obviously the character, you would expect their stage, some additional costumes,
give me a little bit more,
give me more.
So
I'm hoping,
and again, like that had to do with the whole.
I get that. Too,
it was just super unfortunate for them, like that they couldn't really manage the resources at that time, and so. I will probably be getting the deluxe edition just because you get that character pass for the 6 characters. Yeah. I will play that game. I've played every Marvel game since.
You?
Every Marvel fighting
Marvel or
game.
Capcom, yeah.
Any fighting game.
Oh, do I have some X-Men fighting games for you to play?
Let's do it. Oh no, let's not play that imperfect human
Oh,
fighting.
you don't need the Imperfects game.
That's not.
I will
good.
introduce you to the best Marvel fighting game ever.
Oh god, which one is it? Do I know this one? That's not a fighting game. That's garbage.
No, it's a fighting game.
Actually, I would play this. Now that I look at it a little bit more detailed, this is X-Men: The Next Dimension on GameCube. I probably would play this.
Oh no, you wouldn't.
I don't know.
Okay, you'd play it for 5 seconds until it was uncontrollable, and then you would stop playing it.
I'd give it a shot.
He tried.
I
Okay,
like
so-
a good fighting game.
That's all
Okay,
good.
now remember, the characters don't move that fast.
That's
Because
fine.
they built this for, I think, the Super Nintendo.
Hey, you look at Super Nintendo. That Street Fighter 2
Mortal
was
Kombat.
great.
Yeah, but, okay, so think of them trying to do 3D graphics on the Super Nintendo and how fast those went. Essentially, like, N64 Super Smash Bros. Speed with prettier graphics for the GameCube. And then really bad controls and uneven fighting care. Like, there was no balancing to this game. It was, yep.
She kind of looks like Ro. Kind of looks like Spider-Man with the colors.
She's got the colors going on,
Yeah, it's kind of throwing me off. I'd play this. I'd give it a shot, but
Plug the system in. Let's do it.
that seems like a waste of time.
Yeah,
To be quite honest,
it's a lot of work for...
for about 5 minutes of
He said he'd try it.
I'd do it. I would try it. Maybe we'll get a GameCube emulator. We'll get a Dolphin.
I was gonna say we'll go one day. We can plug in a bunch of weird
I
games
have
for the
them all
GameCube.
in at home.
we'll have a Dolphin
They're all
emulator
plugged
at
in.
the very least.
Excellent. Now we just need to get you some internet and some streaming devices, and we'll come
Yeah.
on over.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Bring the camera.
The GameCube's right there. Like we can.
I'm
can
sure
plug
we
all
could
in
do
and
it if
stuff,
we
but-
wanted to.
Anyways.
So yeah, it's Marvel Infinite.
He's excited
I'm
for
super
it.
excited for it. I find it funny
I
that
think
this.
you're the only one.
I'm find it funny that
Here.
this is this information dropped around the same time Injustice 2 is coming out. You know, those-
that endless battle.
yeah. No pun intended. Again,
I think Injustice though is gonna. I don't know. For me,
It
it's.
seems better.
I think Injustice 2 will be good for the fans, but Marvel Infinite will be good for the fighting game community.
Yes. Because Injustice,
There's never been
the story in it is. It's built on the story, whereas
Not the-
opposed to not the fighting mechanics.
Yes, it's
themselves.
very opposite.
Yeah.
Those two games. One's really good with the single player. The other's really great for the fighting game mechanics.
Yeah. Because I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom, there's no story. It's just arcade mode.
They try. They'll try,
Yeah, they'll throw a cinematic in at the front, and it'll be
Yeah.
like, "There's a story involved." And you're going,
and then like
That's
you beat
nice.
and then you go through your 9 rounds, and then you get an ending cinematic,
Yeah.
right? So
where
unlike-
the big boss goes.
Whereas
you
like
go,
Injustice is like a story after every battle.
Yeah.
Where
yeah, someone's actually writing a story.
I'd be interested to see if either of those games make it on the Switch. Now that I think about it,
Doubt it.
I could see Injustice. I could
Not
definitely.
right away.
I could see Injustice
There'll be a
being
delayed.
Well, and I think
because you don't need like
Excuse me.
complex controls for Injustice.
No,
Whereas
and-
Marvel, you definitely need complex controls.
you have enough buttons.
It's not that the buttons; it's the D-pad. It's really the
Yes, that's true.
The D-pad is the big thing, especially in a Capcom fighting game. You need that D-pad, and
Yeah, challenge accepted, because now you have Street Fighter coming out.
I'm
without a
concerned.
D-pad.
Well, you still have a pro. You can still buy a pro controller.
You can still buy a Pro
I'm not gonna.
for Marvel vs. Capcom.
Well, we'll see.
Wah, 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 wah.
I will probably purchase Ultra Street Fighter 2, whatever the final,
Yeah.
whatever, just to support the idea of having Marvel Infinite.
And you'll play the
on Switch.
absolute junk out of it.
I probably would.
You will. You'll be out walking like, and then get hit by a bus.
I'll just run into the hole.
Pong.
Just
Either
like the
way.
sound they made at the hockey game last night so many times.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
that's it for now.
Yes.
Yes, thank you for
Yes.
being here. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, folks.
If you're watching on the post, on the rewind, hit that subscribe button on the YouTube. There's a little bell. You can do that too.
Button.
I think it's over there.
Well, the bell's up there. The subscribe button's
Yeah,
down there.
and it depends if you hit the
Here.
bigger player. I like hitting the theater player.
Ooh.
I like that one.
I full screen everything I watch on YouTube.
Oh,
Chris is just like, there's a button
No, it's
somewhere.
there. I remember watching.
You guys
old
keep
YouTube.
talking. I'm gonna point to it eventually.
Ever watch those like old YouTube
Tell me
vlogs?
when to
They're like,
stop.
I don't know if it's gonna be over there or over there.
Yeah.
But just comment.
Well, the funniest part is when I watch YouTube on the smart TV upstairs. Because like we do the same thing. Like we have an ending page that we can overlay with like, watch this video now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The best part is when there's people like against a green screen going like, click here to watch this, and click here to watch this, and click here to watch this, and on my TV it's just a guy pointing at completely empty spots.
Because my PlayStation does that too.
Yeah. Anything you watch that's
because you can't actually click it,
yes.
You can't use the controller or remote to actually click it.
Which is a really big fault, because honestly...
On a mobile, too, it's like that, too.
Yeah.
Mobile is a little bit easier because you can hit the little exclamation mark, and at least it'll be a list, but you can't actually click the...
Which makes no sense to me.
No.
Because if you think about it, it's just...
Especially on the phone app.
On the phone, on the TV, I can... Like, I have arrow buttons on a remote. They've been there forever. Like,
yes.
I can navigate the things.
PlayStation anyway. It's all the same. Anyways.
If you want to get more of our stuff, you can check us out at www.barrelrollnews.com.
We have links to the Facebook page for our group here. We have links to all of the social media accounts that we choose to post.
Yeah, so Twitter, Steam, all that kind of stuff. We have a Discord.
You can join us on the live chat.
Yeah.
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 Send us questions. We will answer
them for
you.
We
No. We will answer them.
I'll try.
We will.
The answer's probably
12
or 13.
That's what I was gonna say.
Guys.
Oilers. That's my answer.
Oilers is the correct answer.
Either way, stay tuned because we have the post-credit show coming up where we talk about all the things we've been playing and watching and otherwise doing.
That's just entertainment.
Yeah, we'll be back in about 5.
Yes.
Or if you're watching this on YouTube, just go right there.
Just click
go right
the next
there.
thing.
Just go right there.
Click right here.
It's in the playlist.
On the next screen, just click. It'll be right
here.
There, where Tony's
my
face is.
On top of Tony's face.
So get your mouse ready. Cover Tony's face.
In 3,
right here.
2,
just smash
1,
my face with
go.
your